What's up, everyone? Tyler here with Spit with another discussion, the ban list part 2. If you haven't checked out part 1, we did have quite a discussion about the ban list. We did stop at Gallos, and whew, so many of y'all had a lot to say about my opinion of unbanning Gallos. Some of them agreed with me, some of them didn't, but it was awesome to have like those healthy debates and discussions, and the more you guys do, the better it is for us. So before we do get started, just want to mention real quick here, we do have a Twitter account called @UCommanders where we do monthly giveaways and everything like that. So come check us out there, and of course if you do like the video, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe so that way we could keep growing and keep posting more videos and stuff. Alright, Spit. So what we're going to do is just going to leave off, start where we left off, which is going to be Grizzlebrand. 4 colorless, 4 black, legendary creature, demon, lifelink, flying, pay 7 life, draw 7 cards. Of course, we are getting all of our information from mtgcommander.net. And it was first printed on May 2012, banned pretty much right away, June 2012. And I mean, I have to say, like, I barely played against Grizzlebrand, but I understand why it's banned. Completely understand why.
I mean, it's essentially just a creature ad nauseum, but it's ad nauseum at least has a downside to it, where you have to build your deck around it. This is just okay. It's essentially just 1 life per card.
Yep.
And also you can get in for damage and immediately just get 7 cards.
Yep. Or like even Necropotence. Like even Necropotence has like a downside to it. And I mean, in a way, it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing. Little less mana, but Grizzlebrand is just an immediate like game ender. Like you could literally just play it out, and you could gain it back with the lifelink. It's super simple to do in Commander, even in CEDH and stuff like that. So I'll keep this banned.
Yeah, I'll keep it banned.
Cool. All right, next up. This is going to be an interesting debate right here. This is actually a pretty controversial card, I would say. And I know a lot of people were against this ban, which is Hull Breacher. 2 colorless, 1 blue, creature, Merfolk, pirate, flash. If an opponent would draw a card except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, instead you create a treasure token. First printed in November 2020 in Commander Legends, and didn't get banned until almost a year later, July 2021. So, Spit, what do you think? Does it deserve it, or?
I don't think it deserves the ban at all, because like the only reason I think it was banned is just because of it combos with Windfall, Wheel of Misfortune, Wheel of Fortune, all the wheels. Because Notion Thief, I think, is objectively better than this. No, because I think that card advantage is more important than mana advantage.
That is true. I would agree with that. I would say just Hull Breacher itself, I think it just got banned just because of the mana cost. And when it comes to Hull Breacher, the one thing that people should also understand is because it's a mono blue card, you could literally slip this into whatever deck you want building blue. It does not have to be pirate, does not have to be Merfolk, does not have to be treasures, it doesn't have to be anything at all. You can literally slip it in and whatever. I could slip it in my Rune of the Hidden Realm deck if I wanted to, and it would play out nice. Like it'll be a good card, and I think that's why it got banned, is because it utilized in every single deck there is that runs blue. On top of that, Theros Beyond Death had Hull Breacher, had Underworld Breach printed at that time. That was before Hull Breacher, before Commander Legends. You could even combo it out like that as well. But like you said, again, all it is pumping out treasure tokens. But I think it's more because since it's a mono blue that stops people from drawing plus gives you treasure tokens, I think that's the reason why they decided they're like, nah, like this needs to be banned.
So don't play this off like you think this is gonna see a casual table. This was strictly printed as a competitive card.
It was strictly, yeah, but I mean,
so you said every deck that runs blue. Most decks in competitive are running blue-black. So, Notion Thief is just a better card. It is literally this card with a black pip. And
I still see people playing this in casual, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, to your argument though, like, Orcus Bowmaster is a really good black competitive.
Yeah.
No one plays it in casual. Absolutely no one.
Yeah.
I don't even see people play Ad Naz. I don't even see anyone playing Underworld. I don't see anyone playing any of that stuff. So, no. I mean, I can see that argument. But at the same time, you and I both know that this ban list is based off CEDH. Not casual.
Yeah.
If it was only based on casual, I don't even think there would be a ban list in the first place.
You know, since you said that you've never seen a casual ad nauseum deck, I feel like I have to build a casual ad nauseum deck now.
I mean, do it, and we'll just target the heck out of you in the gameplays. All right, next up, Iona, Shield of Emeria, 6 colorless, 3 white, legendary creature angel flying. As Iona enters the battlefield, choose a color. Your opponents can't cast spells of that chosen color. First printed October 2009, didn't get banned until almost 10 years later in 2019 July. So for this one, I do understand why they banned this card. Just because, I mean, playing against Iona, especially against Kalia players, where they cheat this thing out at like turn 3, even sometimes even turn 2, it was a game ender. People who ran mono blue decks, they were completely shut down unless they ran stuff like duplicate. Like, that was literally the only way you were able to stop that card if you ran stuff like mono blue, mono white, or whatever. But even if you don't, you have people in your play group, even if, like, whether it being casual or competitive, they know the majority of your cards, let's say, is blue. They know. So they could always go, I'm going to cheat out Iona, and I'm going to call blue, even though you play Simic or whatever, because they know blue is a stronger color in your deck. And that just completely shuts people off. And the fact that you could cheat it out super early, I think people just kept raging enough to where it just got banned. To me, it was just surprising they got banned like 10 years after it got printed.
Why I see that it possibly could have gotten banned is, so this was, so at around this time, Godo Helm was kind of really good in CDH. It's still pretty good now.
Yeah.
So all that someone would have to do is just name red, and then your entire Godo deck is shut off.
So
Marwyn was another really good one around this time. Yeah, there were a lot of like monocolored CEDH decks at this time.
I would say that, and I mean also like anyone that runs blue, like it doesn't matter if it's like Crom or if it's like Tibna, Thrasios or whatever, you name blue, you literally get rid of counters.
Yeah,
you get rid of Thrasios. You get rid of a lot of combos that relies on blue. So I mean, it is fair to have it banned and keep it banned. But yeah, I'll just keep it in there.
Yeah, I'd keep it there. There's no real, like, in CDH wise, like, I think that you could get around it very easy. But casual side where people still play monocolor decks, then yeah, I'd keep it banned.
Yeah. All right. Next up is our first land, Caracas. Legendary land, tap it for white, or tap it, return target legendary creature to its owner's hand. First printed June 94, banned September 2008.
I think it's fairly obvious why this card was banned in the format. Whenever your format's completely ran by people who really want to cast their commander,
Yeah.
Like, real bad. And like whenever you cast your Corvold and it's just like, oh, guess what? Bounce to your hand.
Yep. I don't even think there's like any more explanation than that. They're just banned.
Yep, stay banned.
Stay banned. All right, next up, one of the few cards that was actually first banned as a commander, then just banned as whole. Leovold, Emissary of Trist. Sultai color. Legendary creature, Elf Advisor. Each opponent can draw more than one card each turn. Whenever you or a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. First printed August 2016, banned about a year later, 2017 of April. The fact that, I mean, it's not just spell. The fact that it's spell and ability and you draw a card, I could see it being like that's the reason why it was broken. No one wanted to play it as a commander, or no one wanted it as a commander, I should say, and then eventually being banned. I mean, I would say that's fair. The only downside I would say about this card is the fact that it has to be an opponent, like opponent's spell or opponent's permanent. If it said yours or anyone's, then yeah, it should just stay in the ban list and never have a chance to see the light of day. With opponent's control, though, I could see why some people were not happy when this got banned. But at the same time, I mean, with Sultai colors, I wouldn't want to mess with it. Especially if I see this in competitive, I probably would just walk away.
I'd play against it. It's literally just a Narset that requires more color fixing.
Yeah.
Is all it is. It's just Narset with more color fixing. And most of the time in CEDH, people aren't going to be targeting permanents you control.
No, they're going to try to win.
You might get probed every once in a while,
Yeah.
which is targeting you to look at your hand, but that's like the only spell. Everything else is on the stack.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that each opponent can draw more than one card each turn. The fact that it's just black, green, blue.
Yeah.
So you can't really like cheat it out turn one with like a Jewel Lotus nowadays or anything like that. So I mean, there are some decks that can try to win before like the player even has a chance to bring out Leovold. But I mean, who's to say they don't have they don't have the resources to be able to do that, because all it takes is a Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal, and a land, and it's out turn one.
No, this is out turn one off of a Lotus Petal, a Simian Spirit Guide, and a Mox Diamond.
Yeah.
Or land that produces blue, Elder Spirit Guide, Lotus Petal.
It's a lot of ways that you could do it turn one, but it's not as easy as others, I should say. All right, next up. It's another land, Library of Alexandria. Tap to add one colorless mana to your mana pool or draw a card for your library. You may use the card drawing ability only if you have exactly 7 cards in your hand. First printed December 93, and I guess it says banned was dash, so I'm assuming that meant it was banned right away.
Yep, from the get-go. I know this is only banned just because of how expensive it is.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, because you can only draw a card if you have exactly 7. So, like, casual side, most of my decks never have 7. Yep. They either have less or more. Competitive side, I rarely have 7 at all. Yep. Like, even whenever I'm, like, first starting the game, most of the time I'm mulling down to, like, 5 to 6, sometimes 4.
Yep.
And
with all like the 0 drops, you're wanting to just bust it all out. You're like, yeah. You're trying to get a board state turn 1, so that way you can at least keep up with everyone else's board state at that point. So yeah, like if it wasn't for it being in the reserve list, of course, and it being like ultra expensive,
like a down payment on a car.
Yeah, just like Black Lotus and the Moxes that we're about to
cost that much.
Yeah, like we're not going to go that far when it comes to price, but at the same time, if it wasn't for that, like let's say they, like we mentioned in the other video, where if they reprinted the reserve list because, naughty, That I could see this seeing play barely. Like, even if it became legal, barely see play.
Yeah, I don't think...
It won't work.
Even those people who are willing to shell out the money for it, I still don't think that it would see play.
Nah.
Unless you're in a deck that is constantly about keeping exactly 7 cards in your hand.
Yep. And I mean, that could probably work with that one commander, the Gorgon commander. Forgot her name. Demira or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Correct us on the comment section. Limited resources. 1 white enchantment. When limited resources comes into play, each player chooses 5 lands he or she controls and sacrifices the rest. As long as there are 10 or more lands in play, players cannot play lands. First printed June 98, got banned 10 years later, June of 2008, and I see why. Why in the world would they even make this card? Like, I get that this card was intended for 1v1, okay? Mm-hmm. But with Commander, majority being at least a 4-pod in like tournaments or even casual play, this card will screw people over, especially those who are reliant on lands and do not have mana rocks. Because once you wipe it, once you put it on the battlefield, you wipe the lands, and they're stuck with the 5. That's all they get. Because at that point, it's already 20 lands on field. Mm-hmm. That's all they get. Even if someone is just mana screwed the entire game before this thing comes out, they only have 3 land versus everyone else having that 5. Guess what? They're stuck with that 3 until the next game. Like it just needs to be banned.
I mean, I could see this seeing like play in CDH.
Honestly, I don't think so.
I think it would, because like, I mean, most of the meta is just 0-drop rocks. Yeah. So I don't think this would hinder it a whole lot.
That's true.
Most games don't last till turn 5, so you won't usually have 10 lands out.
That's
on the battlefield.
That's true. You want more mana rocks than lands, so I could see that.
Also, mental misstep hits it.
That's true. Yep. All right. Now, this is the one card I'm still kind of confused as to why it immediately saw the ban hammer without even seeing play. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, you are correct. It's Lutri, the spell chaser, the otter, the poor little otter. Colorless, blue-red.
Hybrid mana.
Hybrid mana, yeah. Legendary creature, elemental otter, companion. Each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name.
That is why it's banned.
Yeah. Flash, when Lutri enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. And again, it got printed April 2020 and literally got banned when it was revealed in the spoilers. Like, right away. So, I mean, I didn't see it, like, the whole companion thing. I didn't see why it was banned in the first place. But I kind of wish they did it like Grizzlebrand, where they waited a month to see if it actually will be broken, which, of course, we all know it is broken. Like, it's just busted. But I don't know. My curiosity would wonder why it's broken. Like, what people can do to break.
The reason that this card was banned, because they revealed it, it wasn't the fact that it was broken. It was the fact that the companion didn't work. It was because we're in a singleton format, and every card in your deck already has a different name.
Yeah.
So this could just go in any deck that had Izzet as the companion.
True.
So I think, personally, that it should have just been restricted as your companion. Like, it could have been played in your 99 and as your commander, where that companion does not make a difference.
Yeah.
And you can't run it as your companion. I think that they should have just restricted from companion zone, left available for commander and...
in the 99.
Yeah, because I wanted to see a deck played with this as the commander. I don't think it'll be broken at all. It is just when it enters the battlefield, you copy.
As long as you cast it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll probably have a gameplay with Lutri and other banned cards such as Golos and like Real Fellows or whatever as commanders.
Yeah.
See how that goes and kind of like wonder why it's banned. It's like, oh, that's why it's banned. All right, next up, all the Moxes that got banned. Mox Emerald, Jet, Pearl, Ruby, and Sapphire. They're all 0 cost and they all tap for their respected color. Green, black, white, red, blue. Without a downfall. That's the main thing. I remember we kind of talked about this before recording this, but that was the main thing that we agreed on. Is the reason, like one of many reasons why these cards got banned, is because it was the only 0 cost mana rock that did not have a downfall.
Other than Black Lotus, but
other than Black Lotus, and other than the fact that it's very freaking expensive.
Yeah, the only artifact that we have currently that doesn't have a downside that just gives you mana for 0 is Lotus Petal. Its only downside is it's just not there next turn.
Yeah, you have to sacrifice it.
But that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, these right here, like if you read it, you literally just tap it.
It's not like Chrome Mox where you have to exile something underneath it. It's not like Mox Opal where you have to have Metalcraft. You don't have to roll a dice or flip a coin for it on your upkeep. And it costs 0.
Yeah, that's why to me I was like, even if they reprint the reserve list, there's a reason why it's going to stay banned.
Abolish the reserve list. Abolish it.
Abolish it. All right, next up, Panoptic Mirror. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. 5 colorless artifact, imprint X, tap. You may remove an instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost X in your hand from the game. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may copy an imprinted instant or sorcery card and play the copy without paying its mana cost. First printed 04 February, banned a year later 05. Doesn't even say what month.
I know exactly why this is banned. Imprint extra turn spell underneath it. You just take infinite turns from there on.
Oh yeah. It's not like it's an imprint hitting the battlefield kind of like Isochron Scepter.
Yeah,
literally it's just
tap it
on the board. It's like Mimic Vat in a way, but with the difference between Mimic Vat and this one, Mimic Vat you have to wait until a creature dies. This one you could be like, hey, counterspell. Time Warp.
Yeah, but the counterspell only triggers on your upkeep.
Oh, yeah,
the upkeep, only at the beginning of your upkeep. But like, let's say, I have Time Walk underneath it. I'm just gonna every turn.
Yeah.
Every turn. Or like competitive wise, I could see it either be using for extra turns, or some guy's just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna imprint Demonic Consultation underneath it, or I'm gonna imprint Ad Nauseam underneath it.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's banned. Many reasons why it's banned, and we literally named the most important reasons why. So keep it banned. Goodbye. Next up, it's going to be this one, and then we're going to go over one more, and then that'll be it for today. Paradox Engine. Yeah, we all know why it's banned. We know. Like 5 legendary artifact, whenever you cast a spell, untap all your non-land permanents. Like, to me, it's surprising that it was legal for 2 years. That is the surprise to me. How did this card? How did Grizzlebrand get banned? It only took them 1 month to get banned. This one took them 2 freaking years, 2.5 years. To get it banned. That is stupid. Like, honestly, this card broke every single meta. Like, casual and competitive. Screw this card.
So, in competitive wise, there were only 2 decks that really used this. Really only 2. There were Arkham Dagson.
Yep.
Which could just tutor it and put it onto the battlefield. And then there was Captain Sisse.
Yeah, because it's a legendary.
Yeah, they were both neutered whenever this got banned.
I would say also I think.
I mean, Joyra also, and like really got to use it a lot. It's just that Arkham Dagson and Captain Sasay used it better because Arkham Dagson could just go and get it.
Yep. Which is insane. So, I mean, if they decide to unban Paradox Engine for some reason, guess what? Arkham Dagson just shoots up back in price again.
Same thing with Captain Sasay.
Just meta again. Right up. And it's both Sasays, too. Like, you could literally
really
add
just the green-white Sasay.
Yeah.
The green-white Sasay is the one that is, it's worse than.
Yep. And so just keep it there. Like, just go away. Go away, Engine. All right, last up. And this is, I'm going to have the same energy that I did with Gala. So this is a perfect last one.
Talking about prime time.
Primeval Titan. 4 colorless, 2 green, creature, giant, trample. When it enters a battlefield or attacks, you may search your library for up to 2 lands and put them on the battlefield tapped. Guys, tapped. And then shuffle your library. Got printed July 2010, which to me was literally the best year of Magic ever. It got banned September 2012. I'm going to say this right now. I don't care how many people I piss off when I say this. The fact that green is very lackluster when it comes to competitive. Not casual, because casual, green is one of the strongest, if probably the strongest in casual play. In competitive, it's so weak that Primeval Titan should be unbanned. Mm-hmm. Like, you can even say that with Channel. Like, honestly, just how weak green is. Like, how often are you going to pull Channel on your first 7? Hell, how often do you pull, like, Mana Crypt, Joe Lotus, any of that on your first 7? Barely. Okay? Primeval Titan did not deserve a ban. The fact that you could add 2 lands to the battlefield, ooh, big deal, comes in tapped. Not once, when I first started playing Commander back in 2010, before this got printed, not once did I say, oh, Primeval Titan, game's done. Oh, yeah, this has a Primeval Titan. Broken. Just meta, whatever. Oh, we lost. Yep. Flip table. Screw you. Not once did I say that about Prime Time. And I thought, just like Golos, that it was a very dumb decision when, the fact, I remember talking to some people about this. They say the only reason why they say it's okay to ban this is because there's a majority of green decks. You know what's a majority of blue decks right now? Ristic Study.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's a good card.
It's a good card, but Ristic Study is better than Prime Time. Let's be real. Not everyone wants to pay that 1.
Yeah.
Especially in competitive. Competitive, you want all your mana available. You're not going to pay the 1, even though it's going to hurt you.
So this card, even if it did get unbanned, I see it getting absolutely no play in CEDH. None. Maybe the every so often in like a Timna deck, so that way you're getting to draw the cards because it does have trample.
Yeah.
But like any other, it might see play in Sylvala Brostorm, but I guarantee you show up to a table that someone's playing, we'll say Thrasios Dargo. They're not playing this.
And I understand that people play this when Flash was legal, just because you could be like, Flash, boom, get my 2 lands, gone, and then resurrect it with something to bring up 2 more.
Reanimate.
Or like even just pay the 4, just do that.
Yeah.
Like, I could see that, but come on. It's a dumb ban, and the majority of us can't understand that this deserves to be unbanned. Out of all the green cards in the current ban list right now, Primeval Titan should be out. If Protein Hawk could be out, Primeval Titan could be out.
I could see it being out, but I don't think it would see any CDH play. I think that it would see casual play in like landfall decks and mono green stompy decks. Oh, yeah. So I see no reason for it to stay banned. Green already gets lands, like more lands than what everyone does as it is already. So why not just let them have 2 more?
Yeah, exactly. And just like we said in like earlier in the video, casual is just casual. Like, who cares? Like, if this format was strictly casual, there would be no ban list. absolutely no ban list.
I think it would be a lot smaller.
It'll be a lot smaller, but
I
also
think there would still be a ban list. But
I think the ban
it would
list
just be
more-
like 5 or 6 cards.
Yeah.
I think it would just be
the Power
stuff
9
like-
maybe.
Yeah, it would probably just be the Power 9 and probably Paradox Engine.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And maybe Profit, but I mean,
Yeah, but Profit's good. Profit's good.
That's gonna be for the next
Unbanned
video.
Profit.
Nope. Nope. We'll get to the next video. But that'll be it, folks. If you like the video, again, like, subscribe, and tell us which of the cards that we went through you want to see unbanned. And make sure you do follow us at Twitter, at UCommanders, to get in the monthly giveaways and just to hang out. Alright, guys. If it's your birth month, happy birth month. See ya.